Like, I take a lot of pride in being able to do a lot of different things for this team. Like, I want to be able to, I think we're really good when I can get the ball off the glass and just go in transition and find my teammates and set them up. But like, obviously 13 assists, like that means my...
What does hope look like? For millions of WNBA fans, it looked like a grainy cell phone video that surfaced on a Friday afternoon. There she was, Caitlin Clark, on the court with her Indiana Fever teammates.
Basketball coach, so this is kind of a full circle moment, and I grew up playing a lot of AAU sports, whether it was softball, basketball, soccer. I did it all, and I actually grew up playing with the boys. That's all I knew until I was...
Dressed in practice gear, smiling and participating in drills, after weeks of uncertainty following a nagging groin injury. This single image sent a tidal wave of relief and excitement across the sports world. The countdown was on. The return was imminent. The league's biggest star was coming back. But just hours later, that hope was viciously shattered by a cryptic, cold, and deeply confusing three-word bombshell from the Indiana Fever front office, until further notice. In the span of a single afternoon,
your legs, and then today we'll have a practice, we'll watch more film, there'll be more recovery stuff, but like you know, the turnaround time is very quick, but it is for them too.
The narrative flipped from hopeful return to indefinite absence. This has ignited a firestorm of speculation, confusion, and even conspiracy theories. What is really going on in Indiana? Is this a simple, responsible precaution for a franchise player, or is there a much deeper, more complicated story unfolding behind the scenes? Today, we're peeling back the layers of the mystery surrounding Caitlin Clark's future, and what we found is far more complex than a simple injury report. Welcome to World Hoop. To truly grasp the chaos, you have to understand the timeline of the emotional whiplash that Fever fans experienced on Friday, July 26th. The day began with pure optimism. A video from practice showed Clark right in the mix, wearing her practice jersey, looking comfortable and engaged. She was seen celebrating a half-court shot by a teammate, laughing with the group, and moving in a way that suggested she was close to a return. The internet predictably went into a frenzy. Fans started speculating that she could even be back for the upcoming rivalry game against the Chicago Sky. The whispers about an August 12th return date seemed pessimistic. Maybe she was just days away. The league's brightest star was finally emerging from the tunnel. Then at 3:33 p.m., reporter Scott Agnes dropped the news that ended the party. The Indiana Fever released an official statement, and it was a gut punch. The statement confirmed that there is no timetable available for her return and that she would be out until further notice. The organization stressed that the priority was Clark's long-term health and well-being. Suddenly, the light at the end of the tunnel was extinguished. The feeling of hope was replaced by a fog of uncertainty. How could she be in practice gear 1 minute and indefinitely shelved the next? This jarring mixed message was the spark that lit a fire of speculation, and at the center of it is a series of controversial comments from her own head coach. In the wake of the announcement, Coach Stephanie White spoke to the media, and her choice of words has become a major point of contention. When asked about the team moving forward without Clark, she spoke about the benefits of having clarity. She said, quote, "Just the mindset of our group to know what we've got. And is she available? Is she not available? Will she practice? Will she not practice?" And sort of the disruption that comes with some of that. So there's clarity. And I think that's good for everybody.
On a tough screen, so if I had to pick one right now, it'd probably be that. But like great screens, I just didn't hear them, so it's kind of my own fault, but yeah, I'd probably pick those.
It's good for Caitlin, too. Let's be clear, from a purely tactical coaching perspective, she has a point. For a team trying to build chemistry and establish roles, not knowing the status of your most ball-dominant player day in and day out is a challenge. It affects game plans, offensive sets, and rotations. By definitively stating Clark is out, it allows the other players to focus on their roles and build upon the massive success they just had in their dominant win over the Las Vegas Aces. It's a pragmatic, logical decision designed to steady the ship. However, the optics are strange. Calling the potential return of your franchise player, the generational talent your entire organization is built around, a disruption is a word that rings alarm bells for many fans. It can easily be interpreted as a slight, a sign of friction between a coach trying to run a system and a superstar who is the system. It fuels the narrative that has been simmering all season, that the Fever at times struggle to integrate Clark's unique, transcendent talent. It gives oxygen to the theory that maybe, just maybe, some within the organization prefer the more traditional, ball-moving offense they run when she's not on the floor. Whether intentional or not, the comment has opened a Pandora's box of speculation about what's really going on in that locker room. And that speculation has now exploded into full-blown conspiracy theories online. When a team is this vague about an injury to a player this important, the information vacuum will always be filled with theories, and some of them are starting to sound disturbingly plausible. The first and most logical theory revolves around a cold, hard playoff calculation. The Fever are currently in the hunt for a playoff spot. The theory suggests that the front office is going to watch the standings closely over the next couple of weeks. If the team holds its own and stays in the race, the pressure for Clark to return for a playoff push will be immense. However, if the team goes on a losing streak and falls out of contention, there is absolutely no reason to risk her long-term health. It would make far more sense to shut her down for the remainder of the season, let the groin injury heal completely, and ensure she is 100% healthy for the start of the 2026 season. It's a game of strategic waiting. The second theory is much more grim. The injury is simply far more serious than anyone is letting on. Groin injuries are notoriously tricky, especially for an explosive athlete like Clark, whose game is built on quick cuts, step backs, and deep, powerful shots. The phrase long-term health from the team statement might be the real key. Perhaps this isn't a matter of weeks, but of months. The team could be slow playing the bad news, letting the fans down gently instead of dropping the bombshell that she could be out for an extended period of time, or even the rest of the season. Her appearance in practice gear could have just been for morale and team building, not a sign of imminent physical readiness. The third and most dramatic theory circles back to those controversial comments from Coach White. It suggests there is a real tactical and philosophical divide. The Fever's massive win against the two-time champion Aces without Clark was a revelation for the team. The ball moved freely. Other players like Kelsey Mitchell and Sophie Cunningham stepped up as primary options, and the team played with a different kind of defensive identity. This theory posits that while no one believes the team is better without Clark, her absence has forced them to develop other parts of their game, and perhaps the coaching staff wants to see how far that development can go before reintegrating a player who has, by necessity, an incredibly high usage rate. Zooming out from the drama in Indiana, this situation has massive implications for the entire WNBA. Caitlin Clark is the engine of the league's explosive growth. Her presence drives record-breaking TV ratings, sells out arenas across the country, and dominates sports media coverage. Her prolonged absence is a major blow to that momentum. It also brings another narrative back into focus: the sheer physicality and, at times, brutality she has faced on the court this season. From the start, there has been a widespread belief that the league and its referees failed to adequately protect their biggest star from overly aggressive and sometimes dangerous plays. This extended time off due to injury only adds fuel to that fire, creating the perception that the physical toll of her rookie season has finally caught up to her. This now becomes a critical test for the WNBA. Can the league's other incredible stars and compelling storylines, like the very story of her own team's resilience, be enough to keep the new wave of fans engaged while its main attraction is on the shelf? The league is holding its breath. So we are left with a tantalizing mystery. We have the hopeful image of a practice court appearance, immediately contradicted by a cryptic and indefinite timeline. We have a coach talking about clarity and disruption in the same breath. And we have a sea of fan speculation, ranging from smart asset management to full-blown locker room drama. The only thing we know for sure is that we don't know anything for sure. So I have to ask you, the World Hoop community, what do you believe is really happening with Caitlin Clark in Indiana? Is this a smart organization protecting its most valuable asset for the long term, or is there a fire behind all of this smoke? Drop your best theories in the comments section below. We want to read every single one. And if you want to stay on top of this developing story and all other things hoops, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to World Hoop. You won't want to miss our next update. Thanks for watching.